It is probably not an understatement to say that we are probably the most evolved people of our bloodline. And when we are the most evolved people of our bloodline, you should realize the amount of potential that's locked inside us. The potential which is the result of our ancestors, like decades, years, centuries ago, all that potential locked inside of us. When you move towards realizing your potential, the kind of things that you discover are otherworldly, to say the least. So if you sit at home like playing video games and like watching porn and scrolling through Instagram and all this shit, when you actually stop doing that and you start doing things to realize your potential, like things like reading books, that will improve your language a lot. So when you're expanding your language, and also at the same time you're realizing your potential in that aspect. When you work out a lot, you can explore what your body is capable of, and also at the same time you can expand and explore the potential which you're realizing now, right? So I hope I'm making sense here, and realizing that you're useless right now, but also realizing the fact that it doesn't have to stay that way, can single-handedly be the difference maker in you 5 years from now, comparing the you 5 years from now and the you currently, right? So the first step to improving your life is to always accept where you are right now. Personally, I'll accept where I am right now in the YouTube space. So this is just like complete transparency, right? I personally think that I am a very bad public speaker, right? I am very bad at talking to cameras. So I am actually, in this regard, I am moving towards realizing my potential, but also the first step to doing that is accepting that I am bad, accepting where you're starting. The first step to improving and fixing any kind of a mistake or improving on yourselves is realizing the mistake which is present, realizing that the mistake is present in the first place, and also exploring the ways in which you can improve on it, you can fix it. Accept the starting point, right? It doesn't matter however useless you are, just accept it and look for resources to improve that area where you're lacking. Right? So the first thing that you have to do is accept the starting point. The second step is to carve out your pathway and gather resources. By carving out your pathway, what I mean is you'll have this kind of an ideal version of yourself in your head. Pen it down, materialize it, write your ideal version of yourself in 4 to 5 years. Now, when you're in this step, you can have like a limiting belief in your head. Let your thoughts run wild. Do not limit yourself to society standards. If you want to be a CEO, if you want to be a millionaire, billionaire, doesn't matter. Pen it down. You are capable of it. Every single person who is watching this right now, you are capable of becoming a millionaire. You are capable of becoming a millionaire. You're capable of opening that cafe. You are capable of being that real creator that you so badly want to become. Do not limit yourself to society's standards. Whoever you want to be in 4 to 5 years, pen it down. Write it in a note. Write it in a note or text it to someone. But like the ideal thing that I want you to do is just write it down. That's the best way you can materialize your passion. So whatever you felt right now, like what that ideal version of you that you want to see materialize in 4 to 5 years, that is your passion. And after you have the goal written down, after you have the ideal version of you penned down, like ideal version of you in 4 to 5 years, now you have to gather resources on how to actually become that person. If you want to be a real creator, what you can do is you can look at the kind of trends that you personally have skills in, right? You already have some kind of a knowledge over you. Spot your niche and actually research on the niche and try to develop certain skills which will help you become a better reel creator, or become a better dancer, or become a better kind of a YouTuber for that matter, right? After you have your ideal version of yourself penned down in 4 to 5 years, now gather the resources to actually become that person. When you have this kind of an ideal version of you in 4 to 5 years, it would greatly help if you could break down that goal into the ideal version of you 1 year from now, and then break that further down into the perfect version of you a month from now, right? When you actually break down your goals so much, you actually have some kind of control over who you are becoming. So you kind of control the future, like some kind of control you have over the future now. That is a very, very powerful thing, man. That is a very, very powerful thing. So the second thing that you can do is have the ideal version of yourself in your mind, write it down in a piece of paper, and then gather the resources needed to become this ideal version of you. The third step is to actually work on the resources. I mean, no shit, right? I mean, after you gather the resources, obviously you'll tell us to work on it. But people understand that this is the most important step in the 4 steps that I'm about to tell you. The reason being, there are only so many successful people in the world. Not because everyone wants to not be successful. It's because everyone does want to be successful, but only that handful of people actually bother acting on what they actually want, right? It is very, very crucial. It is absolutely crucial. It is absolutely crucial that after you gather the resources, you start working on that resource that you have gathered the same day. For example, if you want to start a digital marketing agency and your step 2 was gather all the videos that you need to watch to learn digital marketing, you do not sit around to gather all the resources and wait for that perfect time to actually start watching the videos. You gather one video, you instantly finish it. And then gather the second video and then finish that. This is the single cure to procrastination. I laugh while saying this because, I mean, no shit, right? The single cure to procrastination is just do things, right? Just do stuff, right? But my way of procrastinating was completely different. So some people might even relate to this. I was procrastinating on starting this YouTube channel for like 2 to 3 months. But in my head, I was like, oh my God, but like, I don't know how to edit. I don't have a proper camera and I don't have proper background and stuff. But then I realized at one certain point that it was all just excuses to some degree. It was not, you don't necessarily need all that when the theme of my video is just spread my message, spread my views and opinions. I mean, obviously, of course, the background would matter. Of course, the camera matters. Of course, all of that matters. But what I'm saying is it is not as important as me just sitting down and just posting a video regardless. The most important thing that people just forget about is execution. Execution is the key, bro. So after you gather all the resources, don't just wait for the perfect moment to start doing stuff. Instantly start doing it. Doesn't matter. The quality does not matter. Quantity matters. This is what many people just get. Many people get this idea wrong. Just like quality matters, quality over quantity, and blah 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 blah. Bullshit. I would say it's bullshit because quality will only come with the amount of quantity that you have produced. When you produce more and more quantity, over time you gather all these kind of experience. You gather this experience, and you actually get better, right? And you get better by dealing with actual problems instead of just dealing with the problems in your head, which aren't even problems to begin with. Those are just limiting beliefs to help you procrastinate. So the third step after you gather the resources is to actually start working on the resources as soon as possible. If you gather the video today, watch that video today. After you gather the resources, actually start working on it the same day. The last step is to realize that the limitation and the potential of man is completely and utterly limitless. Now, this is for the people who have already penned down the ideal version of themselves in 4 to 5 years and are actually making their way closer and closer to this ideal version of themselves. As you make your way closer and closer to this ideal version of yourself, you should always keep in mind the ideal version of yourself in the next 5 years, right? Because if you reach this ideal version of yourself, say a YouTuber, a popular YouTuber, who, if the ideal version of your YouTube channel was 100k subscribers, you reach 100k subscribers, and then what happens is you would have no goal to work towards, right? So then you start getting complacent, and then you get lost in the benefits that you've already gotten, that you completely forget about the fact that you are either moving forward or moving backwards. There is no such thing as standing still. There is no such thing as not moving backwards or moving forwards. There is only moving forwards and moving backwards in life. So if you're moving towards 100k subscribers, and after you hit 100k subscribers, if you stop naturally making your content better to grow, what would happen is you would actually start declining. Your viewership will actually start declining as your videos are more and more like getting repetitive. This last step is to actually realize the potential of man is limitless. When you complete this one goal, what you have to do is you have to start switching your goals, and you have to set another goal which you want to see materialize in the next 4 to 5 years. Another ideal version of yourself. So when you actually become this 100k subscriber person with 100k subscribers, you have to aim for a million subscribers, 10 million subscribers, it doesn't matter. Just always have a goal that you're working towards, or you'll die a very, very slow death without a purpose, which is mostly a very common problem that most of the guys in the West face. And not just in the West, nowadays most youngsters face that problem as well, like not having a purpose. It's because you don't have a goal, or you've already realized the goal and you know don't have another goal that you're working towards. People, bro, men should always should be working towards something. So yeah, the last and final step is to always know that the potential of man is limitless, and that you always have places to improve on, places to go, things to achieve, lands to conquer. That's about the 4 steps that I think that I'm currently employing, that I'm currently using to improve my potential. These are the things that I'm applying right now. If you have any kind of suggestions on what you think a person should do to improve their potential, leave them down in the comments. If you have any objections, as usual, in any of the things that I've said, or any kind of doubts, anything in general, just leave them in the comments down below. If you like the video, like it. If you dislike it, and then tell me the reason, please, or I'll be very sad. And yeah, take care.